Hello, everybody. This is the Take the Points podcast. Trying to save Harrison from getting himself canceled. Welcome back. We are back. Gentlemen, the summer is almost over. We are on the verge of fall. Harrison's been golfing. Sam, Brendan on vacation. Me on vacation. And we're back just in time to talk about football. So, gentlemen, how are you doing?
Great.
So good.
Yeah. Fresh off Legoland.
Ooh.
What a place.
Okay.
Unbelievable place. Yeah.
A lot of hills, though.
Yeah, you got to kind of work your way down.
Yeah. Which way do you go?
We actually, this time we switched up. So we took the, monorail tram thing all the way down. So we started at the bottom and worked our way up. And it was a good decision, but a bad one. So it's very quiet down there earlier in the day. But then you have to walk uphill. So you regret it. Yeah.
It is easier going if you're down there to go through like Ninjago and all that. But that's our other podcast that we'll do later.
Yeah. It's almost like they designed it the way that you're supposed to go. And we just said, no, we're going to go the other way.
Smart. You guys haven't been to Legoland yet, have? There's time.
No.
I was there when I was a kid. But, I got season passes and tickets and stuff. We'll
we can all go. I also have season passes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Halloween. Take the little guy trick-or-treating. Let's go.
Definitely going on Halloween. Halloween looks like a great time.
Anyway.
No, Hayes?
No.
You're not a big Lego guy?
You guys let me know how that is. Just for those that are first-time listeners, I'm the only one on this that does not have a child. So I will not be going to Legoland looking like a child predator. So I'm all good.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll keep myself out of that.
Wow.
Gentlemen, how were your vacations?
Good,
Brendan's got his coming up, right?
Yeah, mine's next week.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Okay.
Be careful.
Wait. Where are we going? Why can't this be said?
I was trying to think.
I know what he was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cape Cod.
Oh, all right. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Guys, are we burying the lead here? What we're doing today?
Maybe.
Or was I not paying attention to Hayes? Which is,
I think he said
we're still talking about how each other's doing.
Oh, hey, Hayes, how was your vacation?
I asked you how your vacation was, Sam, and you didn't answer yet. So
how was your vacation?
You're bearing that lead. So
I'm known to do that.
Sam was also in Cape Cod, right? Yeah,
I was in Cape Cod 2 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah,
is this like a popular place that people go?
Yes,
a certain type of people. Yeah.
Wow. Hayes, how was
I used to go to Cape Cod a lot.
How was your experience in the Northeast?
Maine?
Yeah.
Good old Maine and Gonquid, Kennebunk,
Speaking of
all that.
Yeah.
It was something.
Mm-hmm.
See a lot of people that look like you up there.
10 to be exact.
We counted.
I counted. 10 to be exact.
Hell yeah.
10. We all gave each other the acknowledgement.
Yeah. Have to.
And we just knew. But I did not know that Maine is considered, their moniker is vacation land. It had no idea that is what they go by. But
they probably don't publicize that in certain areas.
Anyone seen the movie Get Out?
Yep.
Yeah, that was very close. Very close. Lobster rolls are still $36. Just in case you guys are curious.
All right.
$36. I got a little shandy with it and made it about $46. So here we are. But no, it was a great time. Great time. Definitely encourage you guys to go with the family. It's definitely good times, especially if they have the hotel has a pool or whatnot, or you can Airbnb or whatever. Food is absolutely phenomenal. Next time going further north, going to Portland, have to go there. Too many good breweries to pass up. But yeah, good times. Gentlemen, we're gonna have an even better time coming up soon, and we're gonna start it off now because football is upon us. we get to talk about football again. Our summer break from podcasting, which, by the way, I love that we do this now and we don't ever talk about it like it's not planned. It's just we just have our summer vacation from this. So just for those that regularly listen to us, just know that's going to happen again as we continue to go.
Mike Francesa, I'm a fan. He's out for like all of August.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just so our fans know, each week we do try. We do send a text.
There is
there is a text every Monday that says, "Are we potting?" And then each week everyone's like, "Nah."
There was 1 or 2 weeks where we did not even. There was nothing to
respond.
Yeah.
There was no response. There was not even a text.
Minimal effort. But
Yes.
There is an effort, but it's minimal. For sure.
I'll give us all kudos and a pat on the back for that one because we all kind of just knew what time it was. We didn't have to say anything to each other. So good job to you guys. But we got the AFC and NFC West today that we are going to be breaking down for the NFL preview. A lot that's happened. One particular division has the current reigning champion who is on Hard Knocks, which Brendan let me know. Sam and I know that it started already, which did not know it started already. So I guess I'll be watching a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
But gentlemen, we are going to start with the AFC West. This division consists of the Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders. So we'll just get right into it. If you guys want to break it down by team, do you want to just go all in? Do you have an overall? You want to go team by team?
I think team by team.
Let me know right now.
Team by team.
Okay, Broncos.
Yeah.
Last year's record, 14-3.
All right.
They're projected to be 11-6 this year. So a few big questions that we have written here, and we can answer them in any order we want to or not answer them at all. Was last season a flash in the pan? What will Bo look like? Bo Nix for everybody. And can Waddle stay healthy? Who would like to start this podcast off talking about the Broncos? Okay, I will. Last year, this was my pick to win the division.
This is your team, bro.
And they did, and I was very, very happy. I do believe they still have the chance of doing that. I think if Jalen Waddle can stay healthy, which seems to be not the case, that will definitely help take off the top of the defense. I'm very curious to see what Bo looks like in another season under center, what it looks like in another season in the same system. So very, very curious of what that will be. I think they're going to have, I always feel the second year, because this is Bo's second year, right? Third. Third.
It's at least
third,
right?
Third.
So there's more tape out on him. So I'm curious to see what defenses do, especially in the division. I really believe there's only really one team they have to, maybe two, that they have to worry about in the division this year. But that's all I really got. Bo is my guy, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah, like it's a lot of a theme throughout. It's kind of, I feel like not a lot of teams will look much different. The outcomes could obviously be different with the scheduling and changes, but a lot of the rosters are intact. You got the same kind of pieces, the same important pieces all throughout this division and a lot of divisions. I mean, you got Bo, you got Justin Herbert, you got Patrick Mahomes back. It's kind of, it feels the same for some reason and feels like it might just be like a continuation of last season, but we know every year is so different in the NFL. Not many teams don't make back-to-back even playoff appearances a lot of the time. So, yeah, that's how kind of I feel going into it. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos were a game away from the Super Bowl, right? And had Jared Stidham on. I think we all would agree that. I think we all said it. If Bo Nix was under center for that game,
they would have won that game.
Broncos would be in the Super Bowl, and you can make a case that they would be. They could beat the Seahawks there. Not that Patriots couldn't, but they didn't. So, yeah, I mean, they spent a lot in draft capital to get Jalen Waddle. You mentioned it, Hayes. Can he stay healthy? You have Courtland Sutton there. You drafted a running back. You have R.J. Henry. You have J.K. Dobbins. The line's always been pretty good there. And then, of course, you have the arguably the best defensive back in football there, just, and Patrick Surtain just locking up, a whole third of the field. So, and a Hall of Fame, or Super Bowl champion head coach who will take risks. I mean, it's a hard place to play. Yeah, they're going to be in the conversation, especially with Bo Nix kind of, we'll see how different the game plan is for him. Not that he's incredibly mobile. He's coming off a broken ankle, so. But they have all the pieces. But as we're going to go through all 32 teams over the next couple weeks. All the pieces doesn't mean anything, right? You got to apply it.
Sure doesn't.
But
sure doesn't.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys touched on all the key points here. I mean, obviously, it's going to really hinge on Bo Nix. Is he fully healthy? But I think they're definitely the team to beat in this division. They were one of the top defenses last year. To my knowledge, for the most part, that same unit is returning. So you got a healthy Bo, another year under his belt with Sean Payton, a really solid defense. I think adding Jalen Waddle is huge, especially with Cortland Sutton, like you guys mentioned, big receiver on the outside. Now you got Waddle in the slot. I think it just gives them another look, makes them a little bit more dynamic on offense. So yeah, I think I like the team overall. Like I said, they're definitely the top in the AFC West here.
Hey, absolutely.
Sharp Football Analysis has them at the 11th toughest schedule, so kind of right there. And then Vegas has them the win total at 9.5.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, as we'll go through this, I think it's a very interesting division, just in general. Like I'm just very curious of how this all will kind of play out. But they're a very intriguing team this year. Another intriguing team would be the Chiefs. They're getting older. Patrick is still in his prime, some would say, but he's coming off of a torn ACL. And we don't know what version we're going to get. Now, obviously, if this is back in the day, Sam talked about this off air, we've come leaps and bounds from when people tore their ACL, even going back to like AP and so on and so forth, right? People bounce back a lot quicker. They have all the processes to rehab somebody to get them back to what they could be. Again, some people don't necessarily get all the way to that point, but I'm very curious to see what Patrick Mahomes looked like. I mean, even before the ACL last year, it didn't look great. If I'm being honest, it didn't look great most of the times. You had obviously Kelsey there again. Is this his last season? Like, this is going to be a conversation throughout the year. It'll probably get louder depending on his productivity as we start the season, right? If it's not, I guess, middle of the pack or a little bit above that, people are probably going to question that. They finally went and got a running back from the championship Seahawks and Kenneth Walker. So they may actually have a running game, because that has been something they've missed for quite some time. So I'd be very curious to see if that pans out to be anything, because that could help that play action. But then they also have, a problem child as a wide receiver, which I don't know if he's even going to play or not, whatever the case will be with that. So very, very curious. But I mean, they do have the staple of a big red Andy Reid. Didn't, what is his name, come back? Bieniemy came back this year, right? Yep. If I remember correctly, as the offensive coordinator. So Patrick's getting somebody that's familiar. Sam's favorite guy is gone, Matt Nagy. So yeah, there's a lot of question marks with the Chiefs, and I feel like this is kind of like the first time in a long time that we're going into the season and we're like, what is this going to be like, since Mahomes has kind of elevated to that number one spot as quarterback.
Yeah, I don't like really what they did in the offseason. They didn't do much, and they were a six win team last year. Mahomes injured later in the year, but when they were healthy, they just looked old. And I don't think they addressed that like at all.
No.
I like the Kenneth Walker move. I mean, yes, if you could take some stress off Mahomes and maybe, bring a little bit more of a running game in there. That could be helpful. But like, they didn't do anything at receiver. They didn't do much.
They lost.
They didn't do much at offensive.
They lost their cornerback too.
Duffy.
They lost their top cornerback. Yeah, Duffy.
They just look like they went backwards. And like Kelsey's like fat and married now. I know from experience. Like, like I just don't like what they did at all. I mean, they just didn't improve. I don't see it. So, and the division around them is getting better. Like, the Broncos they won the division for a reason. Chargers added a really great piece in, an offensive coordinator. I don't see it. I mean, in regular season wise, the Chiefs start off with the Broncos, then they have the Colts, then they have the Dolphins, then the Raiders. So, maybe you start off with a couple wins there, but then it gets harder. Like, you got Chargers, Seahawks, Broncos again. It just schedule, it's kind of up and down. Like, it's 12th hardest, depending on whatever ranking you're looking at. But I just don't like what they added.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2017. That was prime Kareem Hunt. 2017. Yeah, and did Mahomes lead the team in rushing last year? Probably. And, hopefully now that they can respect the running game. I know they've tried. They had a first-round pick on a running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a couple years ago. That didn't work. I don't know. I think I've been critical of Matt Nagy forever, and I just think he is in the like Adam Gase category of like, what is this? This is the NFL from like 15 years ago. I feel like Brian Schottenheimer was like that for a long time. And I don't know if Bieniemy has any tricks in the bag here. But that being said, the reports coming out of Kansas City is that everything's like Patrick looks good. Everyone's happy with Kenneth Walker. They finally have established the run. I like it. I think to your point about Trent McDuffie leaving and you use a 9th overall pick or whatever on a defensive back, and Spags is one of the best at just coming up with a scheme that fits his personnel and being a little underrated and dangerous there. But yeah, the walls are getting taller. They're getting older, and again, your wide receiver spent half of his offseason recovering from a major injury while in jail. So there's a lot of questions there. I think they can still put up points, but I think we're going to have to see a different Patrick Mahomes than what we're used to seeing the last couple of years. And I think Kenneth Walker is going to help that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to count out the Chiefs, but like you guys mentioned, I don't love what they've done or the lack of. Yeah. I still don't know who Patrick's throwing the ball to, in terms of his receivers. I know people like Rice and Worthy, but are they true number ones? Can you count on one being on the field for the full season? I just don't love it. And yeah, adding Kenneth Walker is great. It's a nice piece to add there to the offense. But as we know, running back is kind of a luxury, and I just don't think that they have the receiving core to warrant that type of move. So we'll see. Like I said, it's hard to count out Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, but I just don't love the way it looks right now on paper.
Are we all falling into the mistake of what we said we wouldn't do for a while, which is not root against them, and then they do things? I feel like this is kind of what I've been saying. Like, it's getting closer and closer to that point. Like, they're not. We've all said it at this point. They're not replenishing the weapons that they need for Patrick. Like, it just. I'm watching it happen, and I'm just watching them leave, and they're just like, "Well, we still have Travis. We still have Travis." It's like, this is what you're banking on at this point in time. It's scary to me.
I think we gave them the benefit of the doubt for a while. Like a couple of years now, we've given them the benefit of the doubt. And like last year, it wasn't good the year before that. And then last year, it got even worse. And it's like,
Yeah.
At some point you have to be like, they just don't have enough. Like, they don't have enough pieces. They don't have enough talent. And it's not an indictment on Patrick Mahomes. Like, I still think Patrick Mahomes is, I guess probably the best quarterback in the league. I obviously need to see him coming off an ACL, but I still think he has that level of talent. I mean, he's the most accomplished. But at some point, like, if you don't have anything around you, well, like, there's not much you can do.
Yeah. Stan, you were about to say something before?
Yeah, I think they know that. I mean, we talk about this a lot. This is what happens when you spend a fortune on a quarterback, and that's the league. And if you're going to pay anyone, he's someone you pay, right? But I don't know if they're banking on Travis Kelce being prime Travis Kelce. They shouldn't. I think Veach and everyone over there smart enough to know that. But to all of our points, who's that going to be? I'm not quite sure.
Hopefully it's Worthy.
Yeah, I mean,
Worthy's problem is if he's learned how to run actual routes, because he was a track guy, which it's very clear he can beat anybody step for step. But if he can actually learn to run routes, he's going to be an absolute problem, because he's going to get that separation no matter what. And then with Rice, I mean, can he not get in trouble off the field? That's his issue. He consistently is getting in trouble off the field. And it seems like, if you guys think about the overall picture of, like, the Chiefs, their wide receivers have been the problem, and they've been problematic throughout essentially his tenure. I mean, Tyreek Hill, great, boom, did all this. They won without him. I mean, when he was there, he has all his stuff. Like, right, it consistently is happening. So I don't know what their curse is when it comes to a wide receiver. If I'm them, I'm looking for guys like what Tom did, what they did for Tom, like getting those guys that can go over the middle, like short routes and all that, and just dink and dunk and kill every team that way, because you're not going to be able to stay and keep Mahomes in the pocket forever. But his offensive line has also been an issue for a while too. So we'll see what that is.
They're banking a lot on Kenneth Walker taking a lot of stress off that offensive line.
Patrick,
and that could be the case. Like, if they can establish the run where, you have a workhorse type of guy that can, carry the ball a lot and move the ball for you, then defenses don't have to key in on the pass so much. And it does make you a little bit more, two-dimensional. So they could, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's just, that's a lot to bank on one person.
And before Charbonnet got hurt, he's been the 1A, but Charbonnet always had his fair share of touches. He gets hurt. I mean, Walker looked incredible in the playoffs, won MVP of the Super Bowl. Again, I like the move. Maybe I like it too much from, like, a fantasy perspective, but it's there. He's only 25 years old. You're not getting a running back that's close to 30 hitting for agency, which is nice. But is it enough? I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not going to count them out, but I'm not going to just pencil them in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It definitely does. Let's go to the Chargers. I think they're probably the most interesting team in this division. They now have who's considered to be an offensive guru, even though that didn't really pan out in Miami. Mike McDaniels as offensive coordinator, highly sought after for sure. You have Justin Herbert again, who is currently ranked as the number 7 quarterback in the NFL right now. And they have a first-time defensive play caller, because their head coach or their defensive coordinator now is with the Ravens as their head coach. Their record last year was 11-6. Their projected record this year is 10-7. Gentlemen, I mean, Sam, you already said you have a question for me, so do you want to just get it out the way?
I was wondering if you expect to be invited to Justin and Madison's wedding. And would you attend?
I would attend just to do what the guy did in Waterboy, and I'd just stand up and say, "You suck, hey, you suck," and I would just do that the whole time. But no, so I did a little research here, okay, on good old Justin, all right, and I'm gonna be fair to him right now, okay. There is gonna be a part that I'm not gonna be fair to him, but I'm gonna be fair to him first. So he had a decline last year, but to be fair to him, he lost Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt to season-ending injuries, which is big. That started in the beginning of the season, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, their offensive line was a disaster.
Depleted, yes. You want to know how much of a disaster, Harrison? He was pressured on 288 dropbacks, the most in the NFL.
Crazy.
So this is where I shoot him bail just for last season. But overall, I know even some of my co-hosts, listening to the media, so on and so forth, have given him and said everything hasn't panned out for him, right? First it was a coach. He didn't have a coach. Now he's got a coach. Still doesn't win. He absolutely is still, every time he gets into the playoffs, something happens, whether he's throwing interceptions, whatever the case may be. Again, didn't have his offensive lineman, but again, that's a part of the game, right? There's been times people don't have their starting quarterback and they still get to the Super Bowl, or they don't have their top running back, cornerback, or whatever the case may be, can still go, right? There's many factors. It's a part of the game, next man up mentality, right? My thing with Justin is, do I believe he has all the talent that everybody says he does? Yes, I do. My question that has been last year, the year before that, and the year before that, can it all be put together? Because I need to see it, because there's several dudes on this list that I've seen that have been the top guys in the league that some haven't even sniffed the conference championship, and some, let alone, gotten a win in the playoffs. So I'm going to be hypercritical of these people, and Justin's going to be one of them, because I do believe he has the talent. He throws a pretty ball. He can make any throw possible. Can we put it together? Because now you're starting off with your guys again this year. Let's see what happens, because you didn't have it last year.
Yeah, you're consistent, and you've had the same criticisms of Josh Allen and Lamar and even Jalen Hurts and everyone else. I think it's fair. The farther we get from Staley, like Brandon Staley, like I don't disagree with you, and I probably like Justin Herbert the most out of all of us, if I just had to guess. But I don't. It's not like rose-colored glasses. I mean, Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl last year, and with all due respect to Sam Darnold, and you've named it, and some of these elite talents in the league, the Lamar, Josh Allen, haven't sniffed it, or haven't gotten over the hump there. So yeah, no, it's totally fair. I mean, you have, what can you do other than you wipe the slate clean and try again? I don't think you're wrong. I would take him over, I don't know, 20 other quarterbacks in the league. You say, I don't know where the number 7 rank is, but I think he's a top 10 talent in the league. Would I want him under center of my team comparative to 20, in the top third of the league? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think.
I'm sorry, Harrison, real quick. Just 2 things, because you mentioned Sam Darnold, right? Sam Darnold had the number 1 defense last year, right? The Chargers have the 5th best defense last year. They've been, in the past 5 years, in top 5 of defense. So you have that. But again, there's the opposite side. So Sam Darnold is not even in the stratosphere that Justin Herbert
from a skills perspective,
right?
Yeah.
From skill perspective,
I would agree.
Correct. So this is why I keep doing this back and forth. And then one more thing, Harrison, I'm sorry. Because you asked what the rankings are. So Josh Allen's number 1 right now, Joe Burrow number 2, Lamar number 3, Mahomes number 4, Matt Stafford number 5, Jordan Love number 6. Got a lot of questions about that. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Number 8, Dak Prescott. Number 9, Drake May.
What
number
is
10,
this?
Brock Purdy.
What are we?
Who's rankings?
Where is this?
PFF.
Is it projections or like for the season? Is that what they're doing?
This is their rankings ahead of the 2026 season based on stuff from last year. So, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So we can revisit that.
I would like to revisit that.
Yeah, some questionable.
I would as well.
I think
agreed.
I think this is the Chargers' year to win the division. I think with all that you said, I think the main point that you hit on right in the beginning was that offensive line was an absolute disaster by the middle of the year towards the end. And with all that said, they won 11 games last year with a horrible, horrible line. Like it was, I put a lot of stock. I like Justin Herbert a lot, and I watched a lot of Chargers games last year just because I like watching their progression. I thought they would be better. But that offensive line was an absolute disaster. Not making excuses for Herbert. Like, I think he does need to be better, and he does things at times where it's like, why would you do that? But I think he's mostly solid. Like, he doesn't have a lot of those brain dead moments. I think he's just been, a prisoner of what's around him. And again, that's not making excuses for him. It's just like the honest facts of the situation. And that line was really bad. I think the line will be better. They added some people at the line. They added a center. They made some of the right moves. Will they stay healthy? Who knows? Like, that's the NFL. But on paper, if they do stay healthy, and with the schedule they have, and with the defense they still have, and now with the addition of who I think is one of the best offensive minds in the game, if he can't do it now, then I'll be like, okay, this just isn't it. It's just not it. Like, he has everything he needs now. Will that change with health? It could, and then we'll take that into account and say, all right, it wasn't his year. But with everything the way it's laid out, this should be their year. I mean, it just should be. And
the
that's
running
just
game
kind
too.
of the way it is. Yeah,
Amari and Hampton was hurt a lot of the year. I mean, he was a rookie last year, but I really like him. Kamani Vidal really did step up, going from like the practice squad to being now a solid backup running back. But yeah, all the pieces are there. I echo that completely, Harrison. It's one of these things where you can always believe in the talent of the player, but it's not going to work. I mean, Sam, 5 years ago we were pounding the table for Sam Darnold, and look, it didn't nearly happen the way either of us would have thought it would have, but it kind of all works out. I think the talent's there. Just it's a make or break year. I think it's for everybody though too. Yeah, I mean, Harbaugh's been there a couple years.
He's so interesting though, because it's like he hasn't shown anything that would say he's not a good quarterback. It just luck of the draw. Like, he just hasn't. It just hasn't happened. Like, I don't know. Like,
he's not loud. He's not arrogant. He doesn't do anything off the field that. I mean, he has a musician girlfriend, probably has more follows than he does, but like aside from that, like
she's a musician.
Actress.
I thought. I mean, I don't know. I worked in radio, and there were always songs of hers on the radio. So
okay.
So I don't know what she did first. Whatever.
Doesn't really. Yeah. Who cares?
I did come across this though on the, which I don't even want to know what you said. So they've won 11 games each of the last 2 years. Starting in week 3 this year, though, they've 7-game stretch at Bills, at Seahawks, versus Broncos, at Chiefs, at Rams, versus Texans, at Ravens. And they also have 7 games with a rest disadvantage, with 4 opponents coming off a bye. And their 24 days of rest disadvantage is one of the worst in a long time, according to whoever wrote this article on The Athletic. So there's that. I didn't know that before. I picked the Chargers to win the division. But yeah, that's a little discouraging. I mean, that division's tough, but that schedule is a little discouraging. But again, you got to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, they start with the Cardinals, then Vegas, then at Buffalo, at Seattle, versus Denver, at Kansas City. So it's tough. It's easy, but then tough to start. So I think we'll know kind of pretty early what this team looks like.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is their opportunity to take this division. It's definitely up for grabs. I'm a Justin Herbert fan, but Hayes, I get your perspective, and like Sam mentioned, you've been consistent over the past several years with your criticism of Justin Herbert, but your point of view. So I respect that. Yeah, I just can't say enough just how bad that offensive line was. Just going back to the wild card game against the Texans. I mean, he got sacked 6 times in that game. I'm sure the pressures were outrageous as well. So hopefully that line can stay healthy. We can actually see what Herbert's all about and what he can do here. So making moves on and off the field this year.
Well played. My question to you three gentlemen. So let's just say they stay healthy. The line stays healthy. His receivers stay healthy. His defense stay healthy. And he still doesn't make it to the promised land.
What's the promised land?
Like Super Bowl?
AFC champion.
I'd probably say what's the
champion?
AFC championship, because they haven't been there, right? Okay. Let's say they don't make it to the AFC championship. What is the criticism there? What should the criticism be at that point in time?
Probably along the lines of like what Josh Allen would get.
Okay.
I think he's that level talented. No. That's probably a stretch. Fair. That's a stretch. He's not Josh Allen talented, but
I mean, yeah, he's not. He's not.
I would say coming out of college,
Josh is more
he was the better pro coming out of college, right?
Yeah,
like the accuracy thing from Josh Allen, was what those concerns, whatever the stats were that you kept hearing, but that was fixed. I mean, look, if he's in a situation to improve. And this is what year 3 with Jim Harbaugh, so you can say that. But between him and McDaniel, I don't think you're wrong. We have to see it, and he needs to stay healthy too. And he does play with broken fingers and all of this stuff all the time, which is
most do.
And he does miss a lot of time too. So Trey Lance better get ready too, I guess. If he's the backup, I have no idea, but
I think he is. Yeah,
he is.
I think for me, for Herbert, it's win a playoff game first. It's a pretty
that's
low bar, but something he hasn't done. So that for me, it's get a playoff win under your belt first. Yeah, if they make it further, that's great. And it also depends on how he performs, right? I mean, we always the QB's got to shoulder the load, so to speak, and be the ones to carry the team, especially in the playoffs. So, if he can really, perform well in a playoff game, get a win under his belt, then I think that's heading in the right direction and where we kind of, are currently evaluating him and his talent level and where we think he should be. So that for me is the next step for him and what I think would be a success for him this year. Just quick side note too, before we move off the Chargers here. I can't wait to see Mike McDaniel's new look, going from his Miami look and his drug cartel look there to now LA. So looking forward to seeing what the fit looks like, what his just overall appearance looks like now in LA. So
I will say this before we move on to the Raiders. The Chargers have one of the best social media teams, period, in the NFL. And I just want to shout them out because every year when they do their schedule release, it's always phenomenal. And it's very entertaining, but just what they do throughout the season is also really, really great. So give the small guy a win here as well. But a team that's not going to get many wins here is the Raiders. Because I don't believe that they're going to get many wins this year. Last year they had a 3-14 record. This year they're projected to be 5-12. Clint Kubiak is the new head coach. We have Fernando Mendoza as the quarterback, potentially starting quarterback over Kirk Cousins, but we'll see if that actually happens. Crosby, will he stay the whole season? And will he fight Kirk Cousins again?
Most unexpected headline of the preseason so far.
Yeah,
Max Crosby gets in a fight
hilarious.
with Kirk Cousins.
There's still no video or anything on that, right? Damn.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm sure it's going to leak soon. Somebody's going to leak it. Somebody's going to get some good money in that media department, and somebody's going to be like, "Here you go." Um, let's be realistic, gentlemen. So the number one question here is, when does Mendoza see the field? If he does see the field,
I just don't know what's the value of not starting him week one. Like, if you know you're going to start him, say week 3, week 4, similar to like the Giants situation last year, we knew Russ was cooked, right? Like we knew he was done. He had a couple of nice moments there in the first few weeks, but we knew that Dart was the present as well as the future, and there was really no reason to hold him back those first few games. So I just don't know what the benefit is, especially if Fernando looks capable during the preseason. Why not just throw him out there week one? Especially if you're going to make a move within the first, few weeks of the season.
Yeah, I'd say considering the comments that Brady has made in the past about QBs need to sit, that he's not going to start. Has he walked that back?
No, I'm just saying I've been screaming from the rooftop. Just let the guys sit. I to Brendan's point is I get it. Like, you guys suck. You're probably going to suck already, right? And my thing is, to your point, Brendan, like, yes, if you're going to put him in week 3, then what are we waiting for, right? You're just saving extra 2 games to be like, okay, let's just wait, right? If you're going to do that, put him in right away. But if you're not planning on playing him at any time in the season, or to be like later in the season where it really doesn't matter, I'm okay with that, because he can learn. Even though Kurt may not be what he was before, he's still a solid veteran to learn from. Like, who is a better guy for this wholesome guy that Mendoza is, and they claim him to be, to not be with another guy that's just like that, right? Like, it's just a perfect person to pair him with. That's like, this is who you learn how to be a professional pro, right? So to have him there and be that's a perfect signing to do that, right? And make sure that it has that. He can learn from them how to prepare for the game. Let him take that time so he can be that, because even though Kirk Cousins was never like that guy, he had many seasons that he balled his ass out, right? And I believe that if Mendoza has this talent that he's projected to be, a better arm or whatnot, learning from a guy like that is going to be so impactful for him.
Completely agree.
So impactful for him.
Yeah, usually.
I'm
the guy. It's like, just start him right away, and I'm always that way. I think this actually is like the best situation not to, because of like what you said, because of Kirk, because this team has made drastic changes. Like I said before, like, not a lot of teams have made a lot of moves. This team is like completely different almost. They've made so many different changes. So like, they may suck, but I don't know. Like, they've made a lot of changes, and
they did.
I think maybe just like seeing what this team is before you throw the rookie out there. Chances are they're not going to be great, but like, I truly don't know. Like, they did change so much all across their roster.
Yeah.
I mean, they start against Miami, then they got the Chargers, then the Saints, then Kansas City. So I think we see Mendoza eventually. But I kind of agree. Like, if he's not, it's up to them to see if he's like game speed ready. But, if he's a bit slow or not quite there, I think Kirk Cousins is like a great option for just like to learn and sit for a second.
Dan, before you go, I think what's going to also impact him getting on the field earlier or not is if they trade Crosby, because they're going to try to get some pieces for him, and it depends on what Crosby looks like, because obviously we know the whole injury thing that happened and all this stuff, like the Ravens that he was going to, right, when they reneged on the whole thing, which is still wild to me. Seeing what value he has, because if he's healthy, he's still one of the top edge rushers in the league. And that is going to get them a lot of pieces in return. So depending on what move that's made with what team, like, at that point in time, they'd be like, listen, we're just building for the future, which they essentially are. But it may be like, okay, let's see what we got now with these new pieces and our rookie quarterback, right? I feel like that might accelerate.
When was the last time that a first round pick, let alone number 1 overall pick, sat out the year?
Oh, he's not sitting out the year.
No, I know, but
yeah,
didn't come in before he was supposed to. Patrick Mahomes in a throwaway game at the end of the year. I don't know how far back. Just off the top of my head.
Palmer. Since 2007, Jared Goff is the only number 1 overall pick QB who did not start a game in his rookie season. Wait.
Okay.
Who was ahead of him?
Was that Case Keenum? Was he on that Rams?
Yeah, it was Case Keenum.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was a good pull, yeah. Going further back, Carson Palmer sat there and had his entire first year behind John Kitna. Yeah, it's not often.
Look, yeah, he gets on there.
Wow, John Kitna. Never thought we'd say his name on here.
You have an offensive-minded head coach and a rookie quarterback. You know, you if you're in the Vegas front office, you assume this pair is going to be together for a long time. That's the hope. Yeah, I don't think he should start right away. I wouldn't be upset, but just why not just wait and see? They're not. Yeah, maybe they win 7-8 games surprisingly and make it a thing. I don't know. The Patriots came out of nowhere. No one gave them any credit. I'm not saying. I mean, there are a lot of factors there. We can talk about that, but aside from Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, which I think Genty will have a better year. I mean, your receiving core is Trey Tucker, Jalen Naylor, and Jack Besh.
It's not good.
Stud. So, like, aside from Brock Bowers, who is just a stud, but needs to also stay on the field. So, yeah, they're in no rush.
Yes.
And like I said, like if the plan is, all right, he's absolutely, no matter what happens, going to sit, let's say, the first half of the year to just kind of, all right, get yourself acclimated, like Hayes, like you're saying, learn how to be a pro from our boy Kirk, and then we can ease him into some game action. But if it's hey, we're just going to sit you for the first few weeks, then I don't see the benefit of that. But like I said, if there is a long-term plan here, sit for most of this season. We'll get you into some games later on because we're inevitably going to be out of the hunt. I get that. I'm all for that. But I like what they did. I mean, Harry, you touched on it. They have a lot of additions this offseason. I was disappointed that they got Linderbaum. I was hoping the Giants would sign him, but they threw out a monster contract to arguably the best center in the league. Their defense should be halfway decent. They've had a lot of free agent signings on that side of the ball too. So it'll be interesting. I do want to ask though, what do you guys put the odds of Crosby being moved?
Is he healthy?
I think 100%.
Yeah,
I think 100%. I mean, they were ready to move him. You got my thought process is, if I'm this guy that you say we're getting rid of you, right? And then he got to see what his return was for what they got rid of him for, and now he's back with a team that got rid of him and said, we don't want you here. I don't really trust you anymore. And now I'm hearing you're kind of like, I'm just expendable at this point. Even though I'm a talent, I'm assets for you. And I kind of don't want to be here because you're also rebuilding at this point in time. And I'm getting older, so I now definitely don't want to be here where I can go to a team that has a veteran quarterback that has an actual chance of getting us to the playoffs at the point in time. So I think it's 100%. I don't think that marriage is gonna.
Yeah, and he was complaining like that he was healthy at the end of the year when he was getting scratched, and they were tanking whether they want to say it or not. Whatever. I'm not criticizing them for doing it. That's a smart move. But yeah, no, he's gonna play with his hair on fire, and if the Raiders can't find a way, whether it's new coaching staff or whatever, to kind of mend these this relationship and re-sign him, then yeah, you got to move him. I don't know if you're going to get that return in the middle of the season, but
right, because not as many suitors. But I mean, I think it makes sense for both sides, to be honest with you. Why would, Hayes, to your point, I'm sure Max feels a certain type of way about the organization, and it makes sense for the Raiders too, because it's a luxury to have him on this team. They're not going to be contending in the next few years, so get what you can for him while he's at his peak, and just keep reloading and trying to rebuild. So I think it just makes too much sense for both sides. So yeah, I agree. I think it's a no doubter. Harry, you're going to put something there?
No. Harry? I think they're saying he's saying all the things, like he's saying, I've recommitted, I'm a Raider for life, all those things. But,
right.
Once a team offers 2 firsts, see ya. And, the Cowboys are on that list of wanting him bad, and we know how they operate. So they're going to do something crazy if they really want him that bad. And I think he's good as gone.
You didn't mention one other team that has the best GM in the league that has been clamoring for this guy for quite some time, but you're gonna say the Cowboys.
I didn't know.
You can kick rocks with them.
Eagles are in on them too.
Who wins the AFC West? They 100% have been very loud about it since last year. So
those two teams have bit each other up.
But the Cowboys are probably out now because they got Von Miller, so they're probably out now because they got Von Miller for sure. Who wins the AFC West? I have the Broncos. Bacon also has the Broncos. Let's ride. And then Sam and Harrison have the Chargers. So there's a Harrison ranking here. I'm not quite sure what that's for.
I have one later. It's after the next one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, cool. Let's get into the NFC West, where the reigning
Harrison, if it's not the Chargers, it's the Broncos for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Hayes.
Okay. No worries. The Seahawks, last year, the record 14-3, won the championship. This year, they're projected to be 11-6, just like most Super Bowl teams. The year after, a lot of guys go and get a bag, go elsewhere. So we have a lot of moving pieces at this point in time. They still have a lot of key pieces there. So I guess we'll just get right into it. Do you guys see them still being a contender in the West or just in the NFC this year?
Yeah. Going to be very difficult to repeat. Last back-to-back Super Bowl champions were the Chiefs in 2022, 2023, and then before that, the Pats in 03 and 04. It doesn't happen too often, but just a really tough feat in any sport, let alone the NFL. I think losing Walker, that certainly hurts a bit. A couple other key pieces, are out the door as well. But I think they're definitely still in contention for the NFC West. I just don't think they're going to repeat as champs per se.
Yeah, JSN had an incredible monster year. They probably were one of the quieter 14-win teams that we've seen in a while.
For sure.
Health aside, they'll be definitely in the mix. I think they're run really smart from the top down. Charbonnet's hurt. They drafted a rookie running back, Jadarian Price. So, what does that look like? But again, and how much of, not having Clint Kubiak there, reflects on this team. I don't know. For Darnold, for JSN, for other pieces there, but I definitely think they'll be in contention for sure.
Yeah, same here. I think they're too talented, and they've done all the right things over the last couple of years to be out of it. I think it's so hard to repeat, and they're in one of the hardest divisions in football other than the Cardinals. But they're going to be tough. They're going to be really tough again. That defense is still very, very good. I think this division will be a tough one, but they'll be right there.
Yeah, they did lose one of their veteran corners. And again, there's key pieces that we've all talked about already. So I'm really interested to see what this camp looks like. I guess we'll get a peek of it while watching Hard Knocks and see what it looks like as well too. Um, I believe there's definitely could be two people that come out of this division. Like there's definitely going to be, obviously the winner of the division. There's going to be a wild card team coming out there, and I definitely see that. But there's one other team that I have a funny feeling if they can somehow, some way get all that electricity away from them or power plants away from them, that they might be able to be all right. But yeah, I'm intrigued because it's very, very hard to go back because of the health issues, right? It's a long season, short recovery window. That's what I'm curious to see. That's my biggest thing for them. The team that I 100% believe hands down is going to take this division, especially if a particular person comes out of retirement, is the Rams. They were 12-5 last year. Their projected record is 13-4, and I absolutely can see that. As mentioned, if Aaron Donald is he coming back officially? I know he's been ramping up. They've shown him on their practice sheets and whatnot. They got Myles Garrett in the offseason as well too. So my question right out of the gate: are they the best team on paper right now in the NFL?
So right
my
now,
answer is yes.
Meaning without Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to say no. Yeah. And then you just add him in,
yeah.
and it's that puts
it
over the top for me. But
I said it the other day, right? Like I think just offline I said it, but even if we get 65% of Aaron Donald, or he's a situational kind of whatever run stuffer or whatever, that ease him in. I mean, it's been a couple of years since he's played, right? That said, I don't think it matters that much. Yeah. No, I know.
This man trains with people coming at him with real knives.
He'll be all right.
Real knives. This man is prepared for everything.
Trent McDuffie and Myles Garrett, and seemingly don't give up too much. I mean, what's his name? The linebacker, the edge they traded to the Browns. Jared Verse. Great player. Not
Jared
Myles
Verse.
Garrett. I mean, their odds went from 9-1 to 5-1. They had a stellar offseason before even getting Myles Garrett. Their quarterback is 38. He won a Super Bowl or won an MVP. He didn't play at all last preseason and was like, is this guy going to last? They're going to Australia to play a game. They play, as we're going to talk about, probably repeat a couple more times in the toughest division in the league, probably, or at least right now, or historically the last couple of years have been. But can they do it? Yes. I think they're probably motivated more than ever to do it. Oh, yeah, and if Puka can keep his head on straight and you have Devontae Adams, that's nice. That's a nice combo.
I honestly still, I will say shout out to the NFL and to the Rams for keeping the Puka thing like so quiet throughout the offseason. Like obviously I know we talked about it in a couple pods, we talked about it, we texted about it and whatnot. The fact that it was like a headline for all of like 5 seconds and then it was just like gone, and this is such a big deal because he's such a big name as a wide receiver, and it's arguably now, in my opinion, it's probably the best wide receiver duo in the league, because the other one is Jamar Chase and what's his name, but I mean Joe Burrow can't stay on the field, so I can't say that because they have to get the ball. So I'd probably say it's them, right? And you have Matthew Stafford, who throws no look behind the back passes and all this stuff, so he can get the ball to you at any point in time. I hate knowing that the Rams are this good, but they've done just like the other team in LA. They've basically traded away their future and said it's what we're gonna do anyway, and let's see what happens. And they made it pretty far. I mean, last year, they've been very, very close to getting to the Super Bowl with this team. But especially if Aaron Donald does does come out of retirement, the fact that Aaron Donald required a double team, and Myles Garrett always requires a double team. And if Sam, even to your point, if he's 65% of what he was, and then you have McDuffie back there ready to pick you off, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. So I think it's going to be very interesting. In my opinion, it's going to be a landslide for them to take the division. And I believe they are easily one of the top 3 teams in the NFC, and if not in the whole league at this point.
I can't believe he's going to maybe come in.
I think it's a foregone conclusion. It's just a matter of when it is. Yeah. And
pretty much.
It
yes.
might even be beneficial if it's later rather than
take your time, bro.
You know, like it's such a luxury, especially now with Myles Garrett. It's hey, Aaron,
put him on PUP or something, right?
Yeah, come back week 6 or week 10, and
take your time.
Yeah, so
non-football injury list or whatever.
Nah, it doesn't even seem real. That wouldn't be real.
Yeah,
I think that man's just going to hit the ground running, and he's just going to be playing immediately. Like the way I've watched him continuously work out since he retired, and this man works out just like what's my name, man, in with the Steelers, Debo. Why can't I think of his name? Linebacker that had the rushing touchdown there.
James Harrison.
Why can't I think of his name? Yes, thank you. Like, they work out like that. Like, I feel like you can insert either of them right now
doing
on a field
promo stuff. He's not working in television, sitting on his ass. Like, he's probably in as good a shape as he was.
Just retired at 32, back at 35.
Yeah. I mean, he's
retired at 32, Hall of Famer.
Just come back
First Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I mean, he's
a defensive tackle.
Yes.
He's a different breed.
Not a stat. He does not. I mean, he has the stats, but from a just historical context, it's incredible. And again, even 50%.
But and like Blake, I don't think it's going to be 50%. Like, he comes back, he's going to be 99.9% at least.
All systems go. Yep.
He's just a different.
All systems go.
Different breed. He's just not human. And like the way that he keeps mentioning his workouts. I mean, the guy's just absolutely. He's a physical freak, so I think maybe it'll take him a little bit longer to come back. Like I said, maybe a few weeks into the season or what have you. But when he gets back, I can't envision an Aaron Donald that's not going to be going 100 miles an hour. So, and yeah, we'll see. Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch.
Harrison, you still can't make bets, right?
No,
not even on. All right. So you can give your suggestions since you can't make the bet, but I have this ongoing thing with one of my buddies that at the beginning of the season we picked the most outlandish thing that we think could possibly happen, but somewhat realistic in the league. So I want to bring this to the table, and we should all figure out what our picks are going to be, because now I'm thinking of Aaron Donald. I think one of the picks I want to have if he does come back is that he's going to have like 10 sacks minimum this year. So that's where I'm going to go with that. It's a reach, but I'll
either that or Myles Garrett's going to have 40.
Yeah. That'd be your better one. Yeah, because he'd open it up for Myles Garrett.
That's why I said 10.
The other way around.
Yeah, well, they're going to open it up for each other. They're just going to meet the quarterback at the same time. That's crazy. They're going to meet the quarterback at the same time. It's going to be absolutely insane. Yep. Have fun, buddy. Niners record last year 12-5. Projected record this year is 9-8. You want to know why that projected record is because most of their team is dead. And it is absolutely insane.
Even their
what's going on there right now. It's just everybody is just down. Ricky Pearsall out for the season already. What is it? I think it's another one of their wide receivers. A couple of people. I'm trying to see where all the
George Kittle's still out.
Yep. Well,
Christian McCaffrey's coming off a 400 catch season on a year removed from that calf stuff. Yeah,
He's already sidelined due to
hurt again.
tightness.
Your backup running back is Deebo Samuel, which I love. By the way, I love you, Deebo.
I don't. I just don't. It's
too many injuries. Just too many injuries.
I love this. I love this because I hate the Niners. Especially for what they did for that little time that they thought they were a top team in the league. And they, the time before when they got their asses whipped by the Eagles, and then the time after when they came and beat the Eagles, beat the shit out of them after that, and went to the Super Bowl and choked and lost against Patrick Mahomes and them. I really don't know what this team is like. The biggest mystery to me, because they have the talent throughout, but again, they can't stay healthy, and they have one of the best offensive minds in the league, and yet they can't stay healthy. I'm very intrigued by them, and that's why this division is very, very interesting. But I don't know, man. I really don't know what they're going to be. I really don't know what they're going to be, and I know that's not great for a podcast, but honestly, in my mind, I genuinely do not know what this team is going to be. Like, I don't even know what Brock Purdy is going to be.
I think Brock Purdy is a very good quarterback, and I think he, especially in that system, he does everything right. It helps when you have Trent Williams and the scheme and the running back he has. But who's your number one option? Kittle's hurt. Who's your number one option on the 49ers? Mike Evans. It's Mike Evans. Yep. And future Hall of Famer.
He's got quad injury right now.
What was it, like 12 straight years of 1,000, 10 straight years of 1,000 yards or whatever? I mean, the guy's incredible. But again, it's gonna be tough. Could they win this division? Yeah. I wouldn't put money on it, but if I was in a coma and I woke up, last day of the season and was like 49ers won, yeah, okay, cool. Like, they have it in them to do it. I just don't know from a weapon standpoint what that's going to look like.
And that's
fine. Oh, go ahead, Bacon.
Good, you go.
It's so hard to like pick against them, because even throughout all that they went through last year, they had the same amount of wins as the Rams. Like, they went 12-5
with Mac Jones.
With Mac Jones. So it's like they're obviously doing something right, and it doesn't really matter who's on the field. And it's all about they just find a way. So they're just super annoying. And I don't know. I just don't want to pick against them. I don't want to pick them, but I don't want to pick against them either.
Yeah, kind of hard to, for sure. I mean, like we said last year, I mean, just hats off to the coaching staff. I mean, to keep those guys playing and to keep winning throughout all the injuries. But that offense, goes as far as CMC takes them. And he led the league in touches last year with over 400 touches, which is wild. First, just a quick nugget. First time over 400 touches since 2019, which was also done by McCaffrey that time on the Panthers. So
that following year was bad.
Yes. So it's almost like you can kind of expect him to be a little banged up at some point this season. And that's the biggest concern, in my opinion. If he goes down, then it looks like a completely different team. So, yeah, hard to count them out with the coaching staff. But if CMC goes down, they go down with him.
So Purdy is ranked 10th on this list. Are you guys okay with that, him being at 10th?
Yes.
Trevor Lawrence, and then 12 is Jaden Daniels, 13 is Caleb, 14 is Sam Darnold, and 15 is Jalen
Caleb
Hurts.
Is underrated, but I am okay with Purdy being 10 ahead of like Trevor Lawrence and who was the one behind that? Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Jalen Hurts needs to be moved up a little bit. I understand the questions. We'll get there, but
what numbers Hurts?
15.
I can understand it based on that, the season and a new offensive coordinator and all of that. But
yeah, Kevin Petula sucked, and it was not great.
I still think
the guy won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I think again,
yeah, that's a little wild.
10 quarterbacks,
MVP of the Super Bowl at that. On top of that, but it's Trevor Lawrence is above him though.
I know I've given Trevor more props when he didn't deserve it than probably all of us, but I don't agree with that.
I think Jalen Hurts is a tough, he's like a little bit of an anomaly with the ranking stuff, because he's already done it, but last year he did look really, really bad.
It wasn't a good
Well, it doesn't help when your offensive coordinator is basically drawing planes with a crayon. So
coach, look what I drew up.
Help at all.
I think Jalen Hurts should be around that 8, 9, 10 mark.
Yeah, top 10. Yeah.
But I can understand why someone wouldn't rank him there. But I think he should be there. Just off respect. But yeah.
We'll unpack that when we get to the NFC, because I would love to really unpack that with you guys. But just to touch on Purdy, I don't know if you guys. Wow, that sounds crazy. Purdy missed 8 games last year with turf toe. So I'm very, very curious. But he was, what was he? He was 85.4 PFF ranking. In the 6th amongst the NFL quarterbacks, while his passing grade was 65.8 under pressure, and it was ranked 3rd. He is now ranked amongst the NFL's 10 highest graded quarterbacks in each of the passing 3 seasons. So statistically, he does this damn thing. And again, to what Sam said at the top of this, Purdy is a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback. But I feel this kind of goes to the Herbert conversation earlier, which is why I wanted to bring this ranking into this list that they have, is Purdy's been to a Super Bowl, and he's had all these injuries around him, and he's also been injured, but he is way lower than him as well, too. Well, 3 spots lower than him as well, too. So this is why I love these rankings, and I'm very curious of what people say, because to me, Purdy has put in more work from there. And then some will say, well, he's had better teams and he's had a better coach. And, there's other factors. So that's why this conversation to me is always fun, because there's so many factors in it. Because a lot of these guys on this list have been injured a lot. And then there's a guy at 15 that hasn't and has done more, right? But then there's a guy that's at 10 that has been injured, but has also been to the Super Bowl and was arguably an MVP that year.
If he wasn't Mr. Irrelevant, the conversation
which way do we toss
Brock Purdy would be different. I don't think it would be he's a stellar,
I agree.
He's a top 5 quarterback. I don't think that.
Yes and no.
But I think the conversation would be different.
I think also it's a small sample size with Purdy. We feel like he's been around for a while. This is about to be his 5th year. We didn't see him very much last year. He didn't play. He played 9 games as a rookie, so he's really had 2 years of we've seen him. So he's just not really, after last year, hasn't really been in the conversation. But he's still really, really. Well, he's not really young. He came in.
Correct.
He got drafted later, but I just need to see more of him. I think he's good. I do think he's really good. I just want to see if he can shake off some of the injury stuff, and then show it. Even the last full year he played in 2024, he had 20 touchdowns and 12 picks. That's not great. So it's not great.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we'll see.
Not at all. Well, Harrison, it's funny that you just said not great. Because there's a team that you rooted for last year that did not have a great record. They were 3-14. And their projected record is even worse this year. It's in 2-15. that would be the team that you would like to say go
You may
Birds
kill
to
that.
last year a lot. It's the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, well, I killed that from the beginning. So I don't think we really need to talk about all the stuff that's going on there because we don't need to talk about the Cardinals. So, Harrison, this is your opportunity to give your former team the proper eulogy it deserves.
I mean, we can talk about them. I mean, Carson Beck looks fine. Jeremiah Love looks good. Jeremiah Love looks good.
In preseason, Jeremiah Love was good. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, starting Jacoby Brissett in that division is probably going to be tough. Didn't make many more additions at offensive line. I mean, the biggest acquisition was Tyler Algier. It's just they're not moving the needle. My friends in Arizona, my friends in my fan base, they're upset. They're upset at the ownership.
You're hearing it from.
Yeah, they're telling it to me, and I'm just relaying it to the people. But it's tough down there. We got problems. Numbnuts at coach is gone. But it's
goodbye to that.
It's not good. It's not good. So we're just gonna say goodbye.
And the schedule's real bad too. Real bad.
Schedule's bad. Hardest one in the league. Hardest schedule in the league. Why did they do that to them? I don't know. But yeah, goodbye to the Cardinals. It's no longer Go Birds. And
it's official now?
Have you made a decision yet?
I haven't made a decision yet. We're not sure where we're going yet.
He made a decision that he's not going to be there.
That's the decision. We're not going to be here. Sure. I'm saying goodbye to Phoenix. I'm saying goodbye to the Arizona Cardinals Reddit boards. I'm out. It was not fun at all. At all.
I could have sworn I could have told you that from many moons ago, but Sam, before you have to get out, your thoughts on the Cardinals?
Maybe I'm looking at it from a fantasy football perspective, but Trey McBride is real good. Michael Wilson,
of course,
I like him. Marvin Harrison,
nope.
I mean, that's been a rough. That's rough. That's been. Have you guys seen those preseason or those spring training camp tapes on Marvin Harrison? All those drops.
It's not
for the faint of heart. It's bad. It's like, wait, your dad is who? You played where? I think it's just practice. It's it's fun.
He plays for a 3-14 team who is projected to win only 2 games.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Yeah. Well,
no.
He's going to be a Vikings fan, so don't worry about that. That's where Harrison's going to be. Yes, he is. Yeah, he'll be there. He's definitely going to be doing some
excited about the
for
Giants until I watched Jackson Dart almost get decapitated because they can't block still. So,
preseason.
Him and his blue tent.
That was unbelievable. He almost died. Tracy, what are we doing? What are we doing?
He's. I have a funny feeling that there's going to be a bunch of Giants fans wearing blue tent T-shirts, or there's going to be a lot of blue tents in the parking lot. Not even because they're big blue, just because it's going to be something that's going to continue to be a thing. So,
these guys are.
Scattaboo's out here just over the offseason, injured leg, doing backflips and stuff like that. That's probably not something we should do, but he's a nut job anyway. But we'll get to that. Brendan, do you have anything for the Cardinals?
Nothing that hasn't already been said. So,
okay,
yeah.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I hope Archie Manning likes golf in Arizona.
Not bad.
Well, I'm sure he will. I'm sure
the other
he'll
Manning,
like the college
younger
town around
man,
there too.
Peyton's son. He's coming up too. He's got a couple years. Yeah, he looks just like Peyton.
Slinging the rock.
Big old forehead. Mm-hmm. Oh my god,
he sure does.
Yeah,
it's not a compliment. Not a compliment at all. Who wins the NFC West? We all
That
have
means
the
it'll be
Rams
the Cardinals.
unanimously, so we don't really have to do it. It will not be the Cardinals. If the Cardinals somehow, some way win this, and somebody bet that, good for you. Good for you. That should be your
It was looking
bet
good
that
last
you
year
can't make,
for
Harrison. Is the Cardinals
right?
win
Did they
the
come out the
divisions.
gate strong, or was that 2 years ago?
I mean,
No, it was a couple years ago. They
Harrison
came
got
out the
gassed
gate
up.
real looking
Yeah, I
pretty
think it
good.
was 2 years ago.
2
more
years
than
ago they
anything,
were
but-
they were good,
Mhm.
and then last year
2 years ago.
it got dark early.
Mm-hmm.
It got real dark. It got so bad early. Yeah,
Not great.
and then Kyler
Not
was
great.
gone for the year. It's like,
What
is
are
he
you
ever
gonna do?
coming back? And the answer to that question was no. He never came back.
I mean, then he came back. No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he came back
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
a healthy
Yeah.
scratch for the rest of the time. Yeah, he was back. He could have played. They didn't want him to play. They said your time is done here.
I have
sir.
my rankings.
Hold on.
Just like our time is done here. Well,
Well, they're
just have
surprised.
Western here,
Well,
and I don't know what this is.
AFC West and NFC West. So I figured we're
Okay.
going to give my top 5 Western things.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
going to do movies, and I was afraid.
No,
Yeah,
I don't really know a lot about. At first, I was going to go
I
with that,
couldn't
but
name more than a couple.
I would say if you could rattle off 5 Western movies, that'd
No,
be impressive. Okay.
we're going to go just Western things that you
Okay.
would basically attribute to the West.
Sure.
And who knows what the West of what? I guess that's
Mhm.
I guess the West is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we are a circular
It's very vast.
world, so I mean,
Um,
someone's West is my East. If you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At
you
number
believe it's
5,
flat,
I
but-
have sombreros.
Mm-hmm.
I like, it's when you think of the West, you think sombreros. It's good. It's a good hat. Keeps you covered.
How many times have you worn a sombrero that wasn't Cinco de Mayo?
Less than I would want. I feel like I could be a sombrero guy.
Real
I
fair.
don't know. Yeah. Number 4, revolvers. Why not?
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number 3, with my sombrero, I'm going to wear a poncho. I like a good poncho.
I don't know.
I feel
Yeah.
You throw this not south
I feel
of
like
the border that
ponchos
we're
are
doing
Western.
here. Like,
No? They could be. Yeah.
okay.
Number 2, we have a wagon wheel.
Okay.
The song
Pizza?
and also the wheel. Yeah.
Okay.
And then number 1, I think we're just gonna go Woody from Toy Story.
You shake the rust off, man.
Yeah, this
You
is
got a series in.
preseason for
Sit 'em
Harrison
down.
too. preseason for Harrison.
Sit the starters.
This is preseason for this man too.
If I had to power rank your power rankings, yeah. If I
He
had to
came in
power
for
rank
two. He came in for two
All right.
snaps.
power rankings,
Yeah.
that
He's in for
needed
two
work.
It
snaps.
wasn't,
That's
it wasn't
it.
a Carson Beck outing. I'm sure that shit.
No.
For sure.
Yeah.
No.
Honorable mention to best Western. They didn't make the top 5, but
No.
I was going to say the metric system, but
You didn't say
okay.
In-N-Out Burger for you. You didn't say that. Like that's out there. Just Del Taco. That's out that way. Like you're a food guy, so I'm surprised you didn't do that. You got
All right.
the Pacific Ocean. Maybe you know what I mean. You got palm trees,
All right.
rattlesnakes,
Redemption.
some rattlers.
Okay.
Yeah.
now we're cooking.
All right.
I
Maybe
can
maybe
rock
I
with
just needed
that.
to crowdsource.
I can rock with that.
Yeah.
I can rock
That
with
happens.
that. Okay.
It's all right. All right, my fault.
There's a Instagram
I'll be better
poll
next. I'll be better
coming
next
out
time.
tomorrow. Yeah, just shake the
You
rust
don't
off.
like ponchos?
When's the last time
Poncho.
you wore a poncho when it outside of it raining?
Infrequent.
All right, everybody. It's time to turn the frequency off of this podcast. We will talk to you guys next week. When we
Somewhere.
do one of the directions, we'll figure out where it's somewhere. We'll land in the middle of the country. I'm assuming. All right. Love y'all. Be good. I'm not even going to have Sam close it out. Goodbye. Bye.